Any second now, I'm expecting Julie Andrews to pop over that range and start singing.
In a place as magical as this, I wouldn't be surprised. Hi, everybody. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth. Today on At Your Leisure, we take some much-needed R&R at the Rock Creek Lodge in Duchesne County.
Then you won't believe where Steve is today. It looks like he's in the Sahara, but he's a lot closer to home than you'd think.
And Reece makes us jealous again with a beautiful Caribbean cruise.
On the outdoors with At Your Leisure right now. Do we really have to start the show right now?
I think so.
I don't know how we're going to explain to people the fact that you have to exponentially increase your senses to even comprehend over television what this actually looks and feels like.
They just need to get out here.
Okay, well, let's tell them about it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure today. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth.
And we are at Rock Creek Lodge, and it is in Duchesne County, just below Upper Stillwater Dam. This place is less than 3 hours from Salt Lake City, and I travel a lot more just to get to a place, and it couldn't match this. I mean, the Tetons can't outdo what I'm looking at right now.
Really, it's indescribable. The beauty is just amazing, and you've got meadows, and you've got aspens, and you've got mountains, and you've got water. I mean, you have everything you would imagine in a campsite right here.
Well, the Upper Stillwater Dam has one of the two unique overflows in the state. I've been to 109 lakes in this state, and two of them are just right over the top. Upper Stillwater is one of them. If it's overflowing, you really must make the trip to come see it. And it's about to happen. It could be happening any day now. So you might want to make some quick plans to come check this place out. To help you along with that, let's find out a little bit about Rock Creek.
Welcome to paradise, just like it says on the sign out front. It's a paradise. It's like going to a different world, you know. It's just beautiful.
It's not just a distraction. The distraction becomes your life. The distraction from life becomes your life while you're here. It's beautiful.
It was constructed back in the 30s. The elevation here is right at 8,000. And of course, the farther up you go, it gets up to 10, 13,000 feet. So, and it does make for beautiful scenery.
To me, this is Jenny's Lake in the Tetons back in the late 1950s.
Yeah.
This is so cool. I mean,
beautiful.
It's got everything here.
And I feel like it was Gatlinburg when I was, back in the 70s when my parents brought us up there.
But honey, Gatlinburg does not have mountains that high.
There is ATV trails here, but you have to be on a designated trail. A lot of hiking, a lot of photographers come up here and take pictures, and a lot of people just like to come up here and have a picnic and just relax. A lot of people come just to watch the hummingbirds. We get quite a collection of those. And we, offer camping spots, tent spots, RV. We've cleared a lot of trees so the bigger RVs can get in here. We always come on the dates where all the groups are gone, because we want it to be like it is now, peaceful and quiet, and it's so nice.
It's like the whole place is ours, practically.
We like that. I just love the scenery, and I love the people that come up here. Everybody that's come up here has just been so good and so respectful. They always say, we'll be back, and they do. They come back.
I mean, I don't know if Gatlinburg was that big of a connection to you, but I all of a sudden feel invincibly young again.
I know, I do too, and the reason why I was so impressed with Gatlinburg, because I was raised in Illinois, so I was a flatlander, so that was my first sight of mountains, which is fabulous. And we've stayed at a campground like this. It was really beautiful. But this water, Rock Creek, this is mesmerizing. I mean, I could literally sit here all day. It's so beautiful.
Well, while you're plugging into your inner child, if you're doing anything like I'm doing right now, we're going to take a break, and we're going to go off to another adventure that also has a connection to my childhood. Steve Human is covering a place that looks like it's halfway around the world with an Arabian mystique.
Thanks, Chad and Ria. You know, a grain of sand all by itself isn't worth much. It's basically just eroded rock. Now, if you get it together with a few 100 billion of its closest friends, though, you have the making of a memorable destination. Well, right now I'm just north of Idaho Falls at one place where each grain of sand does its part to create a memorable destination.
Highway 20 heads out of Idaho Falls on its way north toward Yellowstone. Along the way, you come upon the small town of St. Anthony, home of over 10,000 acres of white quartz sand rippling toward the horizon. Many of the dunes stand 500 feet above the valley below, blown by incessant winds that have shaped this destination into the hot spot of camping and exploration that it is today.
I think the dunes offer an experience unlike any other. The dunes, the kids get to play on their toys in the sand and the adults get to play on their toys in the sand, and it kind of brings the child out in everybody. I equate it to owning your own roller coaster. I tell people when you have a UTV or an ATV or something, you can play in the sand, you make your own tracks, you make your own roller coaster every day. And every day you wake up in the morning, it's a different roller coaster, it's a different playground. So I think the kids love it just from the perspective of they could be playing on a toy one moment, the next minute they could be throwing a frisbee in the sand or even digging in the sand and building a sandcastle.
Granulated architecture aside, St. Anthony Sand Dunes offers many of the features you'd expect from a massive collection of rolling earthen mounds. The sand becomes the perfect raceway for riders in need of the wind in their hair and a bit of altitude in their jumps. Paddle tires plow through the dunes and give visitors the chance to climb like lizards in the Sahara, stopping at the edge of each precipice to gauge the drop-off before continuing down the backside of the shifting grains. While St. Anthony offers a lot of what you would expect, it also has a few things you wouldn't. Here, the barren sand is broken up by water, as Egan Lake creates an oasis among the knolls and a spattering of green along the monochromatic hills of brownish yellow. Nestled among the trees is one of the primary camping spots of the area, Sand Hills Resort. Ernie Belair showed me around the surprisingly verdant retreat and gave a few insights on what makes a trip to St. Anthony so special.
Well, we have an ideal location for a family to come. It's a great camping location and we're kind of centrally located in some really cool spots in Idaho. You can leave from here, you can spend a couple of days on the sand, you can leave from here to go to Yellowstone, you can leave from here for a 20-minute trip over to Bear World, you can head on over to Jackson Hole. So we're a really kind of a more destination location for people to come and spend a couple of weeks on the sand.
And that is exactly what a lot of families do, returning year after year, decade after decade, to share the adventures with their friends, then their children, and finally, with their grandchildren.
What I've seen is it's generational. From the 1970s to today, we have the same families coming out. And they remember the family experience they had from that time period to now. So I think they bring their kids out and they get to experience what they enjoyed as kids. They get to have their kids experience that same feeling. So I think it's generational.
Connections between generations are hard to find in our regular day-to-day, but in places like St. Anthony, they grow and strengthen like wild roses that need no tending. Thrills are as easy to find as smiles, and the potential for even more fun is literally on the doorstep.
Call in advance or check on our website, sandhillsresortrv.com. You'll be able to go on there and there's a link on our website that'll link you to a rental company and they can have a UTV sitting on your site. So if you rent a campsite, you can show up, you can have a UTV or some ATVs sitting on your campsite ready to play. People come out here and say, oh, it's all about the sand, it's all about we got to get out there, we got to ride. But I'll tell you what, the most enjoyable part of the day is when we get over here and we set up a projector for movie night for the kids. That's my favorite part of the day, is everybody coming together and enjoying the campground.
A single grain of sand can't do a whole lot on its own. You need to bring a whole bunch together for adventure to really be possible. And our families are kind of the same way. We're always going to have more fun when we're united in one place. Now, St. Anthony Sand Dunes is really easy to find. We're just 40 miles north of Idaho Falls on Highway 40. And if you've ever wanted to experience an adventure like this, the invitation is open to you. Well, I'm Stephen Human for At Your Leisure. We need to take a commercial break, but when we come back, more outdoor adventure.
Family time, friend time, your time. You've been thinking about getting a machine, but which one is right for you? An ATV, side-by-side, or dirt bike? Steadman's Recreation has Utah's largest selection of Honda, Polaris, Yamaha, and Beta machines. See them all at Steadman's Recreation in Tooele. Need a tune-up, new tires, or want a winch? Steadman's Service Department can help.
Steadman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
Too often we find ourselves in shoes like these, or these. Wouldn't it be nice to change into something more like this, or this? How about these? Put on whatever shoes you prefer and come to Beaver County. We have exactly the adventure you need to put under them. So the next time you want to change out of these, come to Beaver County where you can jump into a pair of these. Beaver County, Utah. Lace up for adventure.
Whether you ride mud, rocks, dunes, or trails, Polaris has a razor to match your passion. Unequaled power, unrivaled suspension, unmatched agility, and unbeatable comfort. Everything you need to chase memories and catch them. Find your razor at Polaris.com.
In a place that is beyond words, there is nothing to be said, except take your time in Bryce Canyon country.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Darren Kinder, and we're out here at Steadman's, and we're kind of going to show you some different things that you can pick up for your favorite father for Father's Day. And Steadman's has all kinds of things from awesome motorcycles to ATVs to side-by-sides, but they also have a plethora of small items that almost anybody can afford. First of all, things we're going to look at are these phone holders or GPS holders, and they have a bar mount, they have magnetic mounts, they have all kinds of different ways to tie that onto your machine. I don't know what man out there wouldn't love another flashlight. If your husband has 4 flashlights, he always wants a 5th one, I guarantee it. So these are really a heavy duty, and surprisingly, they're not crazy expensive. One of the other things they have out here are these new Ghost cameras. Now this is a 4K camera, but what's really unique about this is you have large buttons here on the top, so it's very easy to control even if you have gloves on. And say you put it on your helmet and the thing's kind of half angled or whatever, well, it has an adjustable lens so that I can keep my horizon just perfectly where I want it. Now, thing with helmets is it, you know, different day, you want to have a different helmet, just like shoes or socks or anything else. Man, I must own 20 different helmets because of all the different things we do on leisure. But here's a couple new ones. Love this retro style helmet. Looks, you know, like the ones from the 1970s, you know. Steve McQueen, I guarantee, would have one just like this. But what's really cool about it is a neat little flip down visor already built into it. So you can flop that down as you're going down the road. Now here's one of the newer types of helmets, and this is like a motocross or a, you know, dual purpose bike type helmet, because it has a visor, but it's designed like a motocross helmet. So you can leave the visor up, you wear goggles, take the visor off. It has a lot of different adjustability on it. So no matter what you're doing for Father's Day, get out here to Steadman's, and they've got lots of toys to pick up, or you want to buy him a brand new razor, I'm sure he'll love that. But Steadman's has it all. They have Honda, Polaris, and Yamaha, and then all the accessories to go with it. Well, right now we need to get to our commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have more At Your Leisure.
What happens when the unstoppable meets the immovable? Find out June 24th at the Juab County Fairgrounds in Nephi as you experience Juab Xtreme Racing. Competitors from across the nation converge to put their skill to the limit on one of the most difficult tracks anywhere in the world. These obstacles aren't going anywhere, and the racers aren't slowing down. June 24th, the unstoppable meets the immovable at the Juab County Fairgrounds. Juab Xtreme Racing 2017. Get tickets at juabxtremeracing.com.
Dominate every trail. conquer any task, you need a machine that does it all. Introducing Polaris General. The General is the most powerful wreck utility side-by-side ever made. The industry's deepest cargo box lets you haul and dump up to 600 pounds, and the revolutionary cockpit totally refines comfort and protection. Polaris General, ultimate versatility to win every battle.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure at the Rock Creek Campground in the Uintas, just below Upper Stillwater, one of my favorite places to be. Now, Ria and I are having this debate right now, okay? Because I come up here and I see the rustic cabins, and I'm going, yeah, put me in an old cabin with a wood-burning stove, and it's all cozy and old, and you have to put on your slippers to go out to the bathroom and everything. And Ria is more of the... Where's the hot tub and stuff like that?
No, not necessarily. I just
yeah.
No. I just like a bathroom and I like a shower. But it's okay because they have those out of the rustic cabin. You can do that. So we'll just have to stay here for like a week. So we can have a couple days here and then a couple days in the rustic, and then everybody will be happy.
We have refrigerator, microwave, fireplace. We have satellite TV. So you can watch At Your Leisure on Saturday nights.
Okay, she's thank you. We'll pay you for the plug later.
I'm taking a nap. Look at the view. Oh my goodness, beautiful.
Stretch back, take a look out the window, enjoy the view. I trust you. What do you think? Huh? That's pretty nice, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm just gonna stay here. Okay, honey, I'll come visit you.
And it does have a little fridge, and they have electricity. This is the wood-burning stove.
Oh, that does open. Oh, nice, yeah.
I would feel like I was completely cozy in a den in the loft. That's where I'd be sleeping. We got to have this conversation. I'd make you a deal. I'll flip you on whether we stay in the rustic cabin or the fancy cabin.
Well, you know what? They're both awesome. I really just want to stay here for a week or two. We just have to stay here long enough so we
You'd
can...
actually stay in this cabin?
Yes, absolutely. It's beautiful.
For how many days?
Oh, at least a week.
Okay, you heard it.
I could.
You heard it. She just committed herself in front of all of you people that she would actually stay here for a whole week. So I'm holding you to it.
No, I could stay here for the rest of my life. That cabin, maybe a week.
I know, and the sound, you know, and so think of yourself at home. You know that quiet din in the background. Do you hear it? See, that's not a freeway here. That's a stream, and it's very relaxing.
It is. But right now, we're going to join Reece Stein, and he's off in some beautiful blue waters way, way far away from here.
That's true. And, of course, it is our Trailhead Adventure brought to you every single week by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. What a great place to get your ATV accessories. Here's Reece.
I'm Reece Stein, At Your Leisure, surrounded by a tropical rainforest on the island nation of Dominica, a fantastic stop on our Caribbean adventure.
The narrow, winding roads penetrating Dominica's rugged interior make for a stomach-turning e-ticket ride. Dominated by sheer mountains covered with dense vegetation and few beaches, it has little changed since Columbus named it in 1493. Dominica was ignored by European early invaders, gained independence from England in 1978, and only recently has emerged as a tourist destination. Deep in this jungle, we gear up with helmets and PFDs for a rip-roaring ride down one of the many rivers that drain this towering volcanic paradise. An occasional hitchhiker bums a ride through some of the rougher riffles, while our guides make sure we get plenty wet. And to make sure we stay drenched, some show off their unique water entry techniques.
I was skeptical the first time I thought of it. Because when I thought of the harsh parts, I'm like, but then I went on it and it was just amazing and it was a blast. It was fun. It was like being pushed around.
Bouncy? Yeah. You didn't fall out?
Nope.
After the river run, a chance to relax under a tropical waterfall. Here it is easy to see why Dominica is dubbed the nature island of the Caribbean. Still volcanically active, Dominica is the youngest in the string of islands that marks the eastern boundary of the Caribbean Sea. Fewer than 75,000 people live here, including 3,000 descendants of pre-Columbian natives called Caribs, the last remaining native population in eastern Caribbean. Our Caribbean Odyssey includes a visit to St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands, which boasts the easternmost point in the United States. And in 1493, here at Salt River Bay, is the only place in present-day U.S. territory that Christopher Columbus's crew made land. Natives with bows and arrows drove the Spaniards off in what is the first recorded battle between Europeans and Native Americans. Columbus named this island Virgin Gorda because it looked like a large reclining woman. Third largest of the British Virgin Islands, Gorda is renowned for its pristine white sandy beaches and super clear Caribbean waters. Swimming, scuba diving, sailing, and snorkeling are the big draws on Gorda.
Like seeing all the fish and being able to look at the rock. You couldn't touch the rock, but you could look at it.
Away from Devil's Bay Beach along the outer rocks, tropical fish of all shapes and colors flit among the sunken boulders and variety of coral.
We saw a lot of fish. We did see one stingray. There was some interesting rock formations and coral, like leafy things attached to the rock. But the water is so clear, it's just beautiful.
It's like you could see like coral reefs and things, and then when you put your ear in the water, you could kind of hear like the fish chomping on the coral. That was pretty cool.
Really see the importance of reefs when you're on this, because that's where the fish were. If you were just out in the water, why, you didn't see the fish. But when you got by the rocks, why, there are so many fish, and you really see the importance of coral reefs on this trip.
Our final stop is to a beach where you better keep your head down. Maho Beach on St. Martin is not only a beautiful swimming area, but the end of the airport runway is just a few feet from the sand, and big airliners as well as small planes zip in so close you can almost reach up and touch them. It makes Maho a very popular and crowded beach, even though most folks never get near the water. It's so much fun just watching the birds come home. It's still one of the Caribbean's great swimming homes. Reece Stein, at your leisure on St. Martin.
Run faster, pull harder, and leave everyone else behind with an impressive 154 horsepower combined with 113 foot-pounds of tire-spinning torque. The Maverick X3 absolutely rockets off the line, going from 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. All thanks to a turbocharged, intercooled Rotax ACE engine. So get ready to wait for everyone else to catch up.
Like the wheel that you don't use in case if you get a popped wheel. It's kind of like a trunk, but it's different. I don't know. A fifth wheel is a car that has 5 wheels. A wheel could be a full wheel with 5 wheels or something.
Look south to adventure. Look south to beauty. Look south to San Juan County. Out here, the road goes on forever, and what you'll find will change how you see the world. Climb on your OHV and discover forgotten landscapes and vistas that challenge the imagination. From Blanding and Monticello to the cliff faces of Monument Valley, we're open and ready for you to explore. San Juan County, Utah's Canyon Country.
Did you know there's only one remaining OHV trail open to access in all of Salt Lake County? Some believe there are now more closed trails in Utah than there are open trails, and the number is growing significantly each year. In some cases, there are no reasons given for the closures. If this makes you uncomfortable and you want to get educated and involved, go to www.usaall.org and consider joining the fight to keep Utah's public lands open. Brought to you by the Utah Shared Access Alliance.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. At the beginning of the show, I talked to you about Upper Stillwater Reservoir. This is like a quarter of a mile from the Rock Creek Campground, maybe half. Definitely worth the time to either walk up here or drive up here to take a look at it. You see the large steps behind us, Ria?
Yeah, they're
right
big.
in the middle.
Huge.
Okay, that's actually cascading steps. They're like 3 feet down and 1 foot out, and the water just cascades over them. So it's like a great big fountain in front of a building somewhere in Washington.
Right.
Except it's huge.
And it only happens for just a few days.
That is the overflow. So when there's too much water in the reservoir, it spills over the top and comes down the spillway.
So we're still waiting.
That's right. Maybe by the end of the show today. Who knows? It's really close. Well, we got a lot of business to take care of today. We're going to start with the Show and Shine, sponsored by ADSSS. Now, this is a chance for you to show off how fancy you've made your RZR, your Ranger, any of your ATVs. It's taking place at the New Haven Car Show. That's on June 23rd in New Haven, Utah.
That's right. And then we have Juab Xtreme Racing on June 24th out at the Juab County Fairgrounds. Way fun. If you're into motocross, you gotta be there.
And then June 24th and 25th is the Lucas Off-Road Racing Series at the Utah Motorsports Campus out in Tooele. And this is great. It's where you got all those high-tech, tricked-out off-road trucks just slamming and bamming it, trying to get it all done.
That's just fun out there.
It is.
Yeah. And also, we have our sticker winner, and Zach Cipriano, he found him.
Hey guys, Zach here. I am down in Kanab, and you are not going to believe what I just found. An AYL sticker!
Here's the license plate of the winner, Y32WT. Congratulations, you just won. Give us a call at 801-947-8888.
Congratulations, you won a weekend over at Lizzie and Charlie's campground out there in Marysvale, Utah. Beautiful, by the way.
That's true. We got you all warmed up with this week's episode, so get out there and camp somewhere.
That's right. Okay, now we're going to take a look at next week's show.
Most teenagers are worried about summer jobs and weekend plans with their friends, but next week on At Your Leisure, we'll meet a group of youth who are spending their vacation competing in a worldwide sailing event unlike anything you've ever seen. Then join me, Stephen Human, as I discover one out-of-the-way area perfect for ATVs and 4x4s, while Chad and Ria head up one Utah canyon to discover access and controversy.
You know, there's no better way to end a camping day in a place like this than having a view like this, hot dogs and marshmallows, s'mores on the grill.
And the best camp hosts ever. You girls were awesome.
That's true. Okay, so Brenda, I have to understand, we have two things that you have to tell us. One of them is your secret for s'mores.
Okay, you take your marshmallow
That
and
look perfect.
fudge stripe cookies, and
look at that.
Voila.
Whoa. Here we are. Have a messy cookie.
Thank you.
So Brenda, a question. How do people get in touch with you if they want? They can tent, they can bring their RV, or they can get a cabin, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then they reach you by doing what?
Calling 435-454-3332.
And you keep these cookies in stock, right?
Yes, sir. And marshmallows.
You have it all over your lip.
They're not only, as we always say, adventures around every bend, but they're also some very sweet and sticky, marshmallowy memories around every bend.
And around your mouth, too.
That's right. But it's up to you.
Go out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure. Okay. Am I allowed to lick my fingers?
Look at that
now?
baby. But right now, we're going to head over. Oh, man. We're going to head to our trail adventure. Oh, my gosh. Well, right now, we're going to join Reece Stein, and he's off his... Don't bloop me on this.